Hi, I'm Scott with ScottGuitar.com, and in this session I'm going to show you about movable chord shapes. Very simple and very fun to know. But first I want to ask you to please stop by at my website at ScottGuitar.com and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So let's zoom on in and get started. Okay, we're going to get into some movable chord shapes. The first one I want to show you, and it's very important if you want to play anything up the neck, is going to be the F. Remember, this is an F bar chord. This is just a straight F chord. If you take your third finger up one string, put your little finger where that one was, that's called a full F. The next move is to go up to the top string, and there's your bar F. So remember, a bar chord didn't start here, it started here. F, full F, and then bar chord. That works all the way up the neck, wherever you want to play those three chords. Now the F itself is movable, so let's just start with this shape. If we take an F up 2 frets, that's a G. And it helps you to know what the notes are on the top string. E open, F, E and F are neighbors, 2 frets to G. Nothing higher than G, so we go to the beginning of the alphabet. A, 2 frets to B. B and C, like E and F, are neighbors, right next to each other. B and C, 2 frets to D, 2 frets to E. Now you may have 2 dots here, especially on the top of your neck. This is known as the next octave. Everything you do from here to here starts all over again. That's why the famous double dots at the 12th fret. So we got F, G, A, B, C, D. Just moving that shape, same shape as the F, you've got different chords. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Not that you're going to play any chords up that high, but at least you'll have it for reference. Let's go back to A. That's this shape at the 5th fret. How do we turn that into a minor? First thing you do is you take your first finger up to the G string. Now you're holding 3 strings with this first finger. And remember, the key is to get that front knuckle down. How do you do that? By raising your back knuckle. That gives you leverage to play 3 strings. Lift your middle finger and strum down from the D string. That's an A minor. You may have heard this song. Stairway to Heaven, that's the first chord in that song. So anywhere you're doing this shape, you can turn that into a minor. Now what I did many years ago, I decided I would just go ahead and leave my first finger on 3 strings. If I ever need to go to a minor, boom, I just lift my middle finger. I'm already there. See, I've already cut one move out. I don't have to go from 2 strings to 3 strings. I just hold 3 strings. Because if I want a major, the middle finger has this note on the G string. If I lift that, now the first finger has it. Okay, so that's your F shape. Let's go to the D shape. Have you heard the song 8 Days a Week by the Beatles? Here's what they did with the D chord. They just took that D chord, which is a movable shape, and made an intro out of the song. So if you take a D up, remember the notes on your top string. A D up 2 frets is an E. But you can no longer play the D string here because it's now an E chord. Or what you might want to consider these guys a triad, T-R-I-A-D. I want you to at least hear that term. Known as a triad. That's an E up 1 fret to F up 2 frets, that's the G triad. An A and a B. So anything in the D family, for example, here's a D7. First finger on B1, second finger on G2, third finger on B2. Here's a D chord. A D7 is what we call a backwards D. If you take a D7 up 2 frets, that's an E7. Up 1 to F7, up 2 to G7, up 2 to A7, up 2 to B7. So it moves just like the notes on the top string and just like your chords do. Here's a D minor. We can use the D string here, but once you move it up 2 frets, it's no longer a D minor. A D up 2 frets is an E minor. Up 1 fret to F minor, up 2 frets to G minor, up 2 frets to A minor. Okay? So these are movable shapes, but the more technical term for this would be triads. Well, what about that first shape that we did, the F shape? If we want to turn that into a triad, remember triad just means 3, T-R-I. Lift your third finger. That's an A triad, F triad, G triad, A triad, B triad, C triad, D triad, E, F, G. Okay, and all the way up. Okay? Don't worry about moving the G chord. That would be covered in the cage or caged system, C-A-G-E-D, which I'll be doing a video on that. Okay, so you got your A shape. Now the A shape is already covered in a bar chord. When you make a rock A, you typically make a rock A with 1 finger because you don't care about the high string. That's an A rock chord. Now when you get into bar chords, or maybe you already are, that's an A-shaped bar chord. See this finger? That's holding down the same 3 string as in an A chord. Your A chord already covered in movable shapes. Your E chord is already moved in covered in movable shape. Okay, a bar chord. This is known as an E-shaped bar chord, and there'll be another session. Matter of fact, I've already made another session on my videos. These 3 fingers look like an E chord, don't they? You can slide them down. That's an E chord. The first finger, known as the bar, it's really just replacing the nut. Okay? So that's all that's doing, reaching up and getting the root note, and it's got the bottom 2. But there's your E shape. That's already covered in bar chords. So it is a movable shape, but in the bar chord family. So we've got A. The C chord is also covered in the caged system. But I want to show you a little something with the C chord while I'm here. Make a C chord, put your little finger on G3. That's known as a C7. Up 2 frets from a C is a D. Up 2 frets from a D is an E. Go to CCR song there you may have heard. Up 1 is an F7, up 2 is a G7, and then an A7. You may be using those. We've covered our D shape, E shape in the bar chord, F shape, and the G shape is covered with the cage system. Well, I hope you enjoyed this session, and if you don't mind, please subscribe to my channel and visit my website at scottguitar.com, where I also offer Skype lessons. Feel free to shoot me an email if you got any questions, any concerns about this stuff, and I'll be glad to try to help you. So until the next time, take care.